What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new latest Liverpool transfer news video. And it looks like Liverpool were right to wait for Timo Werner's transfer, because it looks like Liverpool can save millions of pounds if RB Leipzig as a club fail to do one thing for the rest of the Bundesliga season, which resumes next weekend, which I'm super excited about. So you can get all the details in this video, and we will also talk about how the Premier League relegation threatened clubs are trying to deny voting for the project restart and try to deny the Premier League resuming the season as they are planning to do so. And also, what was Jurgen Klopp's best memory from last season? It will be all revealed in this video, so stay tuned and listen until the end. Make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest Liverpool and football news updates on this channel. And the Express, the Mirror and the Daily Mail and many other English news outlets are reporting that Liverpool could have made the right decision to wait before activating the release clause of Timo Werner for the RB Leipzig striker. Liverpool are still in for Timo Werner. Jurgen Klopp is a huge fan of him, Werner is a huge fan of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. But Liverpool are playing a very smart waiting game, because the release clause could drop by many millions of pounds if RB Leipzig fail to win the Bundesliga title this season. That is according to reports in the English media. And of course, it's well documented that Timo Werner is having a sublime season, scoring 27 goals in 36 appearances, and I really will watch the Bundesliga closely just to scout Timo Werner and see how he does. And also, he could break the 30 goal per season mark this season. Werner looks set to leave RB Leipzig this summer. Liverpool are in pole position still to sign Timo Werner. Bayern Munich pulled out of the race. They want to still stick with Robert Lewandowski. And reports are claiming that Liverpool have asked for a little bit more time as they want to assess the financial impact of the suspension of football and the suspension of the Premier League, and what impact that will have on the next transfer window before making a formal bid. And this decision could end up saving Liverpool millions of pounds, because if RB Leipzig fail to win the Bundesliga, then the release clause, the buyout clause in Werner's contract will drop from 52 million pounds to just 44 million. So Liverpool could end up saving 8 million pounds, and that was more than what we paid for Takumi Minamino. So I think it's a fantastic decision by Liverpool to actually wait and see how the financial impact will affect the transfer window actually. So RB Leipzig are still involved in the Bundesliga title race, but they are now 5 points behind Bayern Munich. Also, they have a lot worse goal difference, so they are pretty much outsiders. Bayern Munich are in pole position to win the Bundesliga title, and I think the two clubs who will be least affected by playing behind closed doors is Bayern. They are Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig. They least rely on their fans to actually hype the players up and help them perform. Borussia Dortmund, Mönchengladbach will probably be more affected by playing behind closed doors. Leverkusen are on 47 points, Mönchengladbach 49, Leipzig are on 50, Dortmund are on 51 points, and Bayern Munich are on 55. So Bayern are leading the race, of course, and they are heavy favorites for the Bundesliga title. And if Bayern end up winning the title, or if Dortmund wins the title and Leipzig miss out on the title, then Liverpool could save as much as 8 million pounds on Timo Werner's release clause. But according to reports in Germany, Liverpool face competition for Timo Werner, because Manchester United and Chelsea have also talked with Timo Werner's representatives, his agent. Also recently, Timo Werner gave an interview to the Bild newspaper where he said that playing abroad is a lot more tempting for him than going to Bayern Munich, and he is basically saying that he doesn't really want to go to Bayern Munich. And also, you can add this to this debate. Bayern Munich are expected to lose in the region of 100 million euros because of the whole economic crisis and the suspension of the Bundesliga. Sporting director Salihamidzic had a meeting with Sané's agency Lion Sports this week, Salihamidzic wants to get the deal done, so the sporting director of Bayern Munich is really pushing for the Leroy Sané deal to get done. That's Bayern Munich's priority, and I don't think they have enough money to sign two big stars this summer because of losing 100 million euros. Even though their manager Flick prefers RB Leipzig's Timo Werner, but I think the sporting director is in charge of the transfers. The manager can only give recommendations to the club. So I think Bayern won't be able to afford financially both the deals of Timo Werner and Leroy Sané. That's why Bayern will probably pull out of the Timo Werner transfer negotiations, and that gives Liverpool another advantage in this transfer saga, in my opinion. And Sports Bild's German journalist Christian Falk has conducted an interview with an Inter fan site where he answered the question about Timo Werner, because Inter Milan are also joining the race to sign him, and Falk claimed in that interview that Werner isn't going to join Inter because there are already meetings set up with Jurgen Klopp, and Timo Werner and Jurgen Klopp will meet up probably in a video conference call, and once the travel restrictions are lifted, then Timo Werner will meet Jurgen Klopp in person, because they are very, very close to finalizing the deal. But Jurgen Klopp, before doing any transfer officially, likes to meet the player either face to face, or he likes to have a one-on-one extended conversation, just to have a feeling of what Timo Werner is like and how he is in a one-on-one conversation. And he also wants to strike up a personal relationship with that player, because Timo Werner definitely and obviously wants to sign for Liverpool and he's a big fan of Jurgen Klopp, but also Jurgen Klopp has to have a good feeling when he's talking to that player. So I think that's why there is a little bit of a uncertainty whether this transfer will go through, because we don't know when travel restrictions will be lifted. But this is what Christian Falk, the German journalist, said. Werner won't go to Inter. There are already meetings scheduled with Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool is the big favorite to buy Werner in the summer. And this is what Timo Werner said about Bayern Munich and about moving abroad. Bayern Munich are a great club, we don't need to talk about it. Hansi Flick has proven this season he's a really good head coach. But if a move were to become an issue at some point, I would be more tempted by a move abroad than a move to Bayern Munich. It's just that the challenge of another league would appeal to me a little more than a move within the Bundesliga. Of course, it is also important that mutual respect is there as much as possible. That's why I chose RB Leipzig at the time to sign a new contract, and why I would choose the club for the next step as one where I would get that feeling. And I think that he has that feeling with Liverpool, definitely. And according to the Liverpool Echo, Liverpool are finally set to offer Sadio Mane a new bumper contract worth £150,000 per week. Mane, of course, joined Liverpool in 2016 for just £34 million, and what a bargain he has been. He has grown into one of the best forwards, one of the best wingers in the world, accumulated 161 appearances for Liverpool, scoring 77 goals and setting up 34 assists, and he was the key in Liverpool's Champions League triumph and Liverpool's Premier League hopefully title win this season. He is having a brilliant campaign, scoring 18 goals and assisting 12. And of course, Mane has been subject of great interest from Real Madrid and other clubs. Liverpool, however, are already working towards securing the 28-year-old's long-term future by offering him a new bumper contract. Liverpool are hoping to extend his contract, which runs out in 3 years in 2023, by which time he will be 31. And basically what it means, if Liverpool offer another 2 or 3 years on that contract, that Mane could actually retire at Liverpool at 33 or 34 years old, which I would love to see. Or maybe he would go back to Salzburg or to Metz or to one of his former clubs. But I think that the most likely scenario is that he will see out his career at Liverpool, because he's a Liverpool legend in my eyes. He's a fan favorite. He's one of my favorite players. He's such a down-to-earth guy, and he's very generous as well. He's doing many charity projects in his home country, Senegal. And I think it's only fair that Mane is rewarded with a new bumper contract for his incredible contribution to Liverpool becoming the best team in the world right now, and I'm really happy that Mane is getting rewarded for that. And there are some very interesting news about the Project Restart, the Premier League's deal plan to resume the Premier League season. Liverpool and Man City are among the Premier League giants, firmly against a 23-team Premier League that would see Leeds United and West Brom go straight up, and also other teams, one other team going through up the playoffs. And of course the bottom 6 clubs want to avoid relegation, so they are voting for no relegation to be in this resumption of the Premier League, which I think is ridiculous. You can't change the rules of the whole competition during the season. The leading 2 teams in the country are the key members of a group of top flight sides who are lobbying hard against also an expanded division next season, and also they are lobbying hard so the Premier League doesn't cancel relegation, which I think would be absolutely ludicrous. Scrapping relegation and potentially expanding the Premier League to 22 or 23 teams has been mooted as one way of buying the votes of the bottom 6, because the Project Restart can only go ahead if 14 clubs vote for it. And the Premier League source has said that any hope that Leeds and West Brom may have of that happening are seen as very remote. This is due to 2 significant reasons. There is no appetite among the leading clubs for 4 more matches essentially next season, which will be already a very congested fixture list, because the season will probably start later than the beginning of August. And of course Liverpool and Man City and many other clubs are against sharing the TV and the prize money among more teams, which would mean less money for each individual club. And also the Premier League itself are open to the idea of relegating the current bottom 3 clubs, which are Norwich, Aston Villa and Bournemouth, if no agreement can be reached to finish this season's remaining games, because there has to be basically a majority vote among the clubs on how to finish the season. Do you finish it at neutral venues? Do you finish it with relegation, or do you finish it without relegation? The vast majority of clubs want to complete the season, and they are willing to play behind closed doors and at neutral venues if necessary to just get it done. And the current Premier League officials believe that the threat of relegating teams based on the current standings will scare enough clubs to sufficiently get the 14 votes needed to push Project Restart through. The voting will take place, I think, next Monday. Aston Villa would feel particularly aggrieved if they were to get relegated, because they have a game in hand on all the bottom half of the Premier League. But if the Premier League can't resume and Aston Villa gets relegated, that will be incredibly harsh on Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa and all the other bottom 6 clubs should just vote for the Project Restart as it is. And Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has actually opened up on what was the biggest memory for Jurgen Klopp from last season, and he said this: the wonderful Divock Origi goal is my biggest memory from the previous season. It was not our best game, it was not the best game of Tottenham either. It was a Champions League final. We had to learn that as a team, and that we needed to win these kind of average games. When Divock scored the goal, I knew on the night that it was enough, so we would win. That was my biggest memory. It was job done, and I really loved it. I think that moment, the Divock Origi goal, is up there with the best memories, but my best memory is the Barcelona 4-0 game. That was just an absolutely unreal experience, because at that time we already knew pretty much that we won't win the Premier League title, so it was like an all or nothing game. Either Liverpool end up empty-handed in the Champions League if we don't turn around a 3-0 deficit, and without Firmino, without Salah, it was an uphill battle. It was an absolute mountain to climb, Mount Everest to climb for Liverpool, with Divock Origi leading the line. And Origi stepped up so much in that game, and Shaqiri as well, and Wijnaldum coming on as a substitute. at halftime for the injured Andy Robertson. I mean, what a game that was. Beating Barcelona 4-0 with a weakened side. That was one of the biggest achievements of any Liverpool team in the history of this great football club. And also Andy Robertson revealed that he partied after the Champions League final until 6 a.m. with the Liverpool legend himself, Sir Kenny Dalglish. And this is what Andy Robertson revealed to Peter Crouch. He was partying until the early hours of the morning. All of a sudden the lights came on and it was 6 a.m. I was talking to Kenny Dalglish. He was getting ushered away by his wife because they had a flight to catch. Me and Adam Lallana stayed up because our wake-up call was 8:30, so it was pointless going to sleep. We had our friends and families there. It was an amazing night. It was a very different feeling to the year before. We never had a party in Kiev, just flew straight back. I never got the silver medal out of the drawer until the day after winning in Madrid. That was the first time I looked at it. It wasn't until the Monday night after the parade that everything came out. I was really emotional, texting all the players, texting all the staff. The idea, the picture of a half-drunk Kenny Dalglish with a half-drunk Andy Robertson just talking and partying after winning the Champions League for Liverpool is just a brilliant image that I have in my mind. So just congratulations to Andy Robertson, and I'm just happy that he could celebrate the Champions League win with Kenny Dalglish himself. I mean, what an honor. That man is absolutely legendary. And there is already a little bit of a problem in Germany regarding one club in the Bundesliga 2, so the Bundesliga 2nd division. Dynamo Dresden were to play Hanover away from home on May the 17th, but 2 players tested positive for the virus, so the whole squad of Dresden have to go into 14 days of quarantine, and also the whole coaching staff and the supervisory staff, they all have to go into 14 days of quarantine, so their matches were postponed. And also there were 3 waves of tests done, and there was 1 player tested positive in the first wave, and then 2 players tested positive in the last wave, so the 3rd wave, just before the games would take place. So I think they will miss 1 weekend of Bundesliga football. And I really hope that not many teams have this issue in the Bundesliga, in the 1st division, because that would really disrupt the season furthermore. And also it would be a very scary precedent for the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga and all the leagues who are actually looking at the Bundesliga and seeing how they are coping. Brighton also confirmed that a 3rd player in their squad has tested positive for the virus, so problems are still mounting in terms of will the Premier League restart or not. And the current plan for the Bundesliga is to play out its final 9 games with a finishing date of June the 27th, with Bundesliga 2 finishing a day later. If that is missed, some players' contracts are due to expire only 3 days later, which would make life more complicated if the season is still ongoing. And this is a problem in the Premier League as well. Many players' contracts expire on June the 30th, and also I heard that 163 loan deals expire on that date, and the Premier League will very likely not be finished by June the 30th. So what happens to all the players who are out of contract? What happens to all the players who are out of the loan deals? I think either you extend the contract of everybody or nobody, because it wouldn't be fair if the clubs could just pick and choose and to extend contracts of important players, and the not important players or the fringe players, the bench players, would just get tossed aside. I don't think that would be a fair and reasonable thing to do, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what is your opinion in the comments below, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.